guys can see wrecked Emma over here. All right, I came here to pretty much just talk about what I went through. Don't mind me sweating. I've been moving stuff out of the truck that I'm trying to pretty much get my belongings or whatnot. But anyways, let's go ahead and pop the introduction. My name's Hamlet. For the new people on this channel, pretty much a truck driver. Used to be a fleet owner, owner op, all that good stuff. Um, so it's been a while that I've done this. I can't even remember all the stuff that I'm talking about. But anyways, if you guys can hear me, for people on live right now, go ahead and give me a thumbs up or give me a good mic check. Um, we're gonna shout out over here Tommy J. He is the first one in the house. Tommy J, what's up? And for the new people as well, don't forget to mash that like button, mash the subscribe button, and drop a comment down below at the end of the video. Let us know what you think. So right now we're in New Hampshire, and pretty much I flipped the truck over on its side. Not completely flipped, it just like, laid on its side. Pretty much I was taking a turn a little too fast, a little too hard. It was nighttime, it was a backcountry road. If anybody been driven up here in Vermont, New Hampshire area, you guys know that some of these little roads are unforgiving. Very twisting and winding and whatnot. So anyways, enough talking. Let's show you guys the damage. All right, so there we have it. Pretty much this is definitely totaled. I don't know exactly what I'm gonna do. I have a lot of money invested into this truck, but one key thing that I remembered to do on this truck once I flipped over is I did, once I checked myself and made sure I had all my body parts. I still recall hearing the engine running, and I just remember to myself, like, oh man, like, let me turn this thing off if I'm trying to save this at all, before I just let the engine run dry while all the fluid, all the oil comes out. But pretty much you'll see a lot of oil here. This is where the side it was on. But pretty much what wind up happening is I jumped out of the windshield, not like from the crash, but like, it flipped on its side, and I still was seated, but the windshield was gone. So this is the way I egressed out, pretty much like a big old door. And firefighters came. I luckily got out with very few scrapes and bruises and whatnot, and I was hauling crushed cars. So what a load to flip over. Surprisingly enough, I will put up some more photos later on the video, on the next video. But surprisingly enough, this what you call it, these cars stayed on the trailer. I did a pretty good job on securing them. They did stay on the load, like on the trailer. They didn't really shift much, to be honest. They just had to like kind of recenter the load a little bit, just because it was like kind of on one side. So I was kind of happy about that. As far as I can see, obviously when you start driving these things, you'll know for sure if the trailer is twisted or the truck is twisted. But we already know that this frame is no bueno for us. We're gonna replace it. But I did drop, right before I went down, I did drop a considerable amount redoing the rear ends and the front axle, and I did some engine work. So this truck has really good guts, and I'm just wondering what I'm gonna get back from insurance, how much they're gonna give me, and if they're gonna let me buy it back, and how much. So pretty much right here, just to show you, this is a 99, and I got disc brakes on there. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's the caliper right there. Okay, just to show you, let's see. All right, just to show you guys how much money I got invested in this here. So we got 8 people in here. We're gonna be talking about real world trucking. All right, I've been driving for about 5 years. This is really my first accident. So give a thumbs up if you like this video, give a thumbs down. You know, if you think I'm a shithead that don't need to have a CDL, whatever you want to do, okay? But we're gonna just be speaking the real truth, right? You know, sometimes you just get complacent, and it was my fault, pretty much going around these corners a little bit too fast, and the corner pretty much creeped up on me, and by the time I was on it, it was already too late. So I'm just happy I wasn't going any faster, and that the load didn't, come through on me on the truck, and then that I'm alive at the end of the day. That is the biggest thing. We're gonna give another shout out here to the other trucker, James, word of the good, bad, and the ugly. Absolutely. All right. This field, whether you're getting into it or you've been in it, it can come to an end any any day. All right, any day you're driving, somebody cuts you off, you know you fall asleep behind the wheel. There's a million one scenarios where shit can go really bad for you. So right now we're just kind of walking up against the trailer here. This is a Fontaine trailer, so anybody that does flatbed knows that the Fontaine has a really heavy duty frame rail, like on there, right? And pretty much this is where the truck was kind of sliding on, and because of, I'm assuming, this design, I mean, nothing really happened to this frame rail. You guys can see it. I mean, you got a couple little nicks and whatnot, but I'm curious to know how the trailer floor is looking, since I usually put wood under here, right, which I did, but because of the accident, some of the wood slid out, and you can see that, and you can see how some of the axles are sitting right on the deck. I'm sure once we get this offloaded that there's gonna be some holes possibly um, in this floor, and so that's a whole nother deal. Um, it's a shame. It's a shame because I actually started polishing these wheels. I don't know if you guys can see that, but I promise you they're pretty freaking clean, especially that one up there. And it just kind of sucked. It's always the worst timing when these things happen. But pretty much I'm gonna go back over the details. You see the cab is kind of ripped up there. Door is completely smashed, and you can see some of the this was patchwork that I had done a while back. Not this part right here, but the one further down. Um, and it surprisingly held up. The only thing that it popped loose was the rivets from the factory down there, and pretty much, this cab is shot for sure. I mean, the truck is, I would say, I would even say the whole truck is shot, to be honest. But like I said, I wanted to see what insurance is gonna sell me the truck back for, because like I said, I have a lot of money into that truck, and I just want the guts out of it and put it into another truck, build me another truck or whatnot. So I'm just going down the side of the trailer and trying to see what's going on with this trailer, to see if I see any main damage, like the beam being cracked or bent or whatnot. And I don't see none of that. I lost possibly a trailer box, but I'm sure I can replace these doors, and get that going. But when I look down the side, it's still got a nice little arch. It's not completely fucked up. And we're looking over here in the back. The back is still good. This trailer box, everything on this side, it's like almost nothing really happened, to be honest. Um, the fuel tanks, the straps all cut off on each one, and because of that fuel spillage and the oil spillage, the environmental people had to come out, and there's going to be another claim on that. But you can see pretty much, the fuel tank strap right there breaking off, and this is actually what I was really interested in looking at, because I have plated this frame myself right here, and pretty much welded in here, and so far it looks, I don't know, it looks pretty good. It looks like did a pretty good job there. We're just looking there, looking around. Inside, these people wind up cutting the batteries because the batteries are tipped over on the side, so I think all of it was leaking out. But they cut the cables, and pretty much something started to catch fire, and they noticed it right away, and were able to like extinguish it. So I'm really happy for that because the truck would have been gone completely, and all my belongings as well. So that's the good part, also from just trying to look at the perspective. Yeah, you see how shiny those rims are right now. I'm telling you, I had a lot of hours just built into those polishing the rims. Enough about the polishing the rims, but over here I think we lost the radiator. It's safe to kind of say because when I looked at the fan blades, um, let's see if you guys can see it. I don't know. Well, if it would have worked, but look, you can kind of see the fan blade is kind of broken there. I'm pretty sure it went through the radiator. Maybe everything just shifted, and yeah. So enough about that. Let's talk about the situation. So right now, I find myself with this insurance company, Lloyd's of London, and these motherfuckers, excuse my language, they just take forever to process a claim. You know what I'm saying? And pretty much I'm down. And I don't know how long it's gonna take for them to, start the claim and get the ball rolling. Pretty much the towing people are not gonna release the truck or trailer until they get paid. And then even once they get paid, I gotta get to this trailer and see if I can safely pull it and it stays straight. And if all that checks out, then I still have to deliver the load, and then I gotta assess the damage of what's going on with the trailer. So it's definitely not something that you can just bounce back from right away. It's gonna be a process. Not only that, but like I remember having to send all my stuff out from this truck to back home. I spent like almost $200 just at the post office, just sending my stuff through the mail, and then I still have a lot of stuff in the truck, and there was stuff that I lost, from the that flew out the window pretty much and got damaged. So and then I had to take a flight home and a crazy taxi, like $200 ride taxi, and it's all a part of the game. You need to save up for rainy days. Um, Load stayed on the trailer half the battle of the Trucker James. Yeah, that's for sure. Hamlet, you have Cash App. I have Cash App, but I don't need cash. This is not me asking for money. I don't wanna come off that way. I appreciate it if you feel like you need to, but honestly, it's all right. Um, what do you call it? The most important thing is that you're still here, bro, and that's Jermon. That's absolutely right, Jermon. The main thing is that I'm still here, alive and kicking, and live to fight another day. Honestly, when I felt it, um, once I made that turn, I completed the turn. I was going downhill, and I completed the turn, but it was right then I started to feel like somewhere in the back it started to lift up, and I already knew what time it was. I already knew like it was happening, and it was like everything was going slow and fast, like at the same time. Like I just started hearing everything in the cab just come flying forward, and I'm just at this point I'm just bracing for impact, and because I knew it was coming, and pretty much the trailer is the one that kind of like because this load is kind of top heavy. Trailer just kind of like flipped up on its side and then flipped the cab over. So I believe like if I really wanted, if I really 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 wanted to, like I could just replace the cab, because my thinking is that it's not like I went on head on onto something where the frame could possibly get bent. I mean, for the most part, it's the trailer just kind of flipped the whole truck on its side, and it skidded for, I don't know, maybe 6 feet. But that's not what we're gonna do anyways. All right. We still have a long journey. We might not even get this truck back. Depending on what insurance is gonna want and what they're gonna pay out, and if it's even gonna be worth it for me at the end of the day to come back here and hook up to this truck and bring it back to my place and then all the time it's gonna take to tear this thing down to pieces to what I need and all that good stuff. So, anyways, folks, I just wanted to get on here quick live. It's been a minute, um, and I just wanted to share my journey and what's going on with me. All right. So I want y'all to stay safe on the road. Um, your time can come your time can come any second. All right. And I give it out to those drivers that hit 1 million miles safety. I probably was close to 600,000 miles safe. And then well, it just kind of ended there. So um, I'm gonna just take this. I'll take this as an L, but I'll take this as a learning lesson. Because at the end of the day, um, I'm not in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? And I'm still alive and walking, and I get to breathe. I get to see. I get to taste, and I get to wake up to another day. So life is precious, folks. I'm gonna make it one last shout out for everybody who's new to the channel. Don't forget what you think of the video. All right, and as always, folks, we're gonna be trucking till we hit 1 million. All right, peace out.